What's going on? I have got probably the most basic amount of gear I could take in the heaviest bag possible. I'm on the Stone Tower Trail out here at Pinchot State Forest. I've got my Tensa 4 stand. I mean, you've probably already seen the thumbnail. It's probably a picture of my setup. Brought my Tensa 4 stand. There's supposed to be a meteor shower, the Lyrids, I believe, just kind of started this weekend, and it's not quite peak, but I figured I missed the eclipse because of the clouds, and this is supposed to clear up and get really nice tonight, really nice and clear. So I figured I want to come out and do a tarpless, treeless camp with the hammock. Maybe just lay in the hammock and watch a meteor shower. It'd be pretty cool. So I am doing the forest road snowmobile trail access up to Stone Tower because it is the shortest way up there. And yeah, the Tensa 4, I mean, you can backpack with it if you don't mind carrying a lot of weight. It's like 14 pounds just by itself. So yeah, that's the very base weight. Plus I've got, supposed to get down to like the 40s tonight, so I don't have my winter gear, but I do have my 2 sets of 50-degree quilts, so I can stack those any way I need to. So got a little bit with me. Hopefully this wind dies down, although I won't have to worry about trees. So I'm gonna go up and camp up by the rock bald up here, and all I need is one decent spot to anchor the Tensa stand. That's it. And it's got that big orange screw that you use to anchor that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Really not happy about this climb with this much weight in the pack, but is what it is. Okay, so up I go. It won't be much recording up there because this is very much the view the whole way. Oh, my legs are already tired. All right, made it to the top. Now this is the high point of the southern loop of the Pinchot Trail. The Stone Tower pile of rocks is right down there. There's a campsite right here. I can use that. Looks like that's some nice soft ground. But over here is a lot more open. I mean, this is right on the trail. So the Pinchot Trail comes up right over here and goes across. There used to be a fire pit here. Apparently they moved it. So yeah, I don't want to set up right on a trail. I'll use that little spot. That works for me. There's no foliage on the leaves up, no foliage on the trees up here yet. So it's not like they're gonna block my vantage point. And then I'll get the Tensa stand all set up if I can remember how to do it. Hopefully this isn't all rock under here. I mean, there's other ways to mount it, to anchor it. But yeah, I should be able to put it right here somewhere. Won't have a fire. We are still in a fire ban, so won't do that. I mean, I could technically put it up on there. I'll try to figure out a spot right here, or maybe, yeah, somewhere in here. Let me drop my pack, get this weight off my back, and then I will find a spot. All right, I'll show you what I brought with me. I've got 1 Nalgene full of water. I've got my fire kit here, and I apologize for the wind. My fire kit right here. I've got headlamp in the top. Spin this around. Drinking water. In the front pouch I got my knife, got Pop-Tarts, some potato chips, some raspberry iced tea, a hoagie, my battery pack, my battery bank, nice tea, an extra bag for garbage, my anchor, power core, my hat, ground sheet. In the bottom, I've got my hammock, my red tail hammock, my pillow, all my quilts are in here, all 4 quilts. I've got my pocket rocket in my titanium stove, a little bit of fuel, small tarp just in case. I got my puffy jacket. Yeah, let's pull that out. There's plenty of stuff here to put on. Puffy jacket, my hoodie. I don't think I'll need both of those, but I really used it more to stabilize the tensa. My underquilt protector for the wind, and then the Tensa 4, 14 pounds, but this thing's pretty cool. All right, let me see if I can remember how to set this up. And that's it. That's all I got in there, other than my hammock and quilts and stuff. All right, well that took way longer than it should have. This is only like the 4th time I've set this up, maybe 5th time. And I forget the color coordination on, like, the black strap is the ridge line, the black and orange are the ends, the orange is the base. So it took a little bit to get it figured out. I don't use the carabiners, and this, I could probably take this off. I just use my own tree straps with the beetle buckles. It is ridiculously windy out. I've actually got a giant rock holding the side down without like putting pressure on the frame itself, because the wind is just coming across and moving. So it's not supposed to be this windy. I've got this snapped up in like a little cocoon to keep the wind out of it, try to keep it from parachuting. The wind, it was supposed to be like 2 to 3 mile an hour winds today. That was it. We've had like 20, 30 mile an hour gusts. Now I am up on the high point, and these clouds are blowing out, so maybe it's just a weather pattern coming through, I'm hoping. It's getting nice and clear. It is warm. The thermo drop says it's like 83, but I don't think it is. I think it's like 70. It was 68 driving in, but then the sun came out, so I'm gonna guess it's probably maybe 70, 72. This could be flatter, but I think it's all right. I got in it. Well, there's my plane. Yeah, I'm gonna pop my food back into the bag here, and then I'll take a walk over to the stone tower, see what's going on over there. All right, so I put the backpack and everything in the hammock to weigh it down, so hopefully the wind doesn't blow it over. It is hopefully that wind stops. I got signal. I should look, see how it's changed, because it's not right. All right, yeah, looks like this is the worst of it. It's now saying 10 miles an hour, but those gusts are higher, but it's supposed to drop. So this is an old forest access road, and actually when I was coming in, there was a DCNR employee out here. Looked like maybe he was cutting some wood along the side, and he was trying to get out the gate over by where I was parked, and the side by side was too wide. He couldn't get through. That sucked. Yeah, turn around. I was gonna see if I could catch him, have him bring my stuff up, so I didn't have to carry it. Slack packet. Yeah, so this is the first time I've camped over here, and on the south side, on the south loop, it's the first time I've camped on this side of Tannery Road. Everything else I've camped over on that very south section on the Trail Creek side. I really had no plan on coming out. Actually, that would work as a campsite over there. Nice and flat. Looks like there's a fire pit. Really wasn't planning on coming out, but the weather has been very bizarre, as you can tell by the past few videos. High winds, and then, you know, it rained last Saturday, and then on Sunday we got the Catskills, and there's 14 inches of snow up there up on the peak. It was 70 here the next day. It was crazy. It's just been weird. I mean, that's spring, I guess, but it seems like a... I remember the good old days when we used to just get one season per day. That was nice. Yeah, I miss that. I guess I could have come over here too. I don't know if there's really anywhere over here where you anchor it. You can tell how rocky this ground is. And the one thing that tends to stand does rely quite heavily on is that foot end anchor. It's gotta, the foot end has to be anchored well. You don't have to anchor the head end. You tip it back. That's just as a just like a stabilizing precaution that I put on there, but don't really need to do that. And since it's only like the 4th or 5th time I've used it, I make sure it's good and stable. When I was in the Adirondacks last year with Dragon Panda and Little One, and we did that the canvas tent camp up at the Adirondack Lodge. I set that up to camp out. I went to sleep in the hammock, but it rained every night, so I really only got out there the first night, or the last night. The first day though, I set it up and I put the heavy duty stake on the wrong end, and I got in to test it, and it just let go, boom, down I went. Won't do that again. So this is the tower, or the lookout, I guess it depends. There's a lot of broken glass up here. That's really, come on guys, do better. Like I know it's state forest. You are allowed to bring alcoholic beverages out here, but they do not want you bringing glass because of that. It breaks. Bring cans, take them out with you. Don't smash them. That just shows, that says a lot more about you than it does about the beer. Yeah, hopefully these clouds all blow out and get a nice night sky tonight. No bug net. It's going to be down in the 40s, they're saying. So should be nice and cool. There's bugs out now, but that should change. This is the continuation of the Pinchot Trail. This takes you back down to that forestry road that I'm kind of camped next to. All right. I can go hang out over by the fire pit, see if I can get a better beat on what this wind's gonna do. And I hope it says even still that there's no rain in the forecast. I hope not, because I've got my little tarp, and I'll be honest, I usually only use that with a 10-foot or smaller hammock, and I got my 11-foot red tail. I don't know if it'll cover that, and even if it does, I don't know if I can get any stakes down to stake it down. It's really rocky. I tried putting a stake in the one side of the stand to help it with the wind while I wasn't in it, but I couldn't even get that in, so that's why I put that rock there, just on the strap to hold it down, because the wind definitely wanted to grab that hammock and pull everything over. That wouldn't be good. Let's see, it's 5:15, probably about 6 o'clock. I'll eat my hoagie. And then I did bring I brought my stove and some extra water, probably more water than I need. I didn't bring breakfast, I just brought like a Pop-Tart, but I did bring coffee. So hopefully it's not too windy in the morning, and I can get a fire, well, get my stove going and have a nice cup of coffee. That would be nice. These clouds don't look friendly, do they? The weather says it's not going to rain, so I'm going to trust it. Figured I might as well get in and make sure this is all set up properly. I kind of was fighting the wind with the quilts. And I really only sat in it to make sure it was holding. I didn't really check the angle and everything. Seems pretty good. I was hoping to be able to set up the other way, but there's just not enough room over there, so that way I could see the sunrise. But it is what it is. A little deeper dive on the weather. Looks like the wind's going to start dying down as it gets darker, which is normal. So, but by like 10 o'clock, these wind gusts should be done. Let's hope these clouds are gone. Yeah. So with the tensor stand, what you really want to check for is that you're not hitting the crossbars. If they'll hold your weight, but if you push on them, if you put too much weight on them like sideways, they'll break, they'll give way. So you really don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that your feet and your shoulders aren't touching in weird spots, putting pressure in places they shouldn't be, and everything looks good. So pretty happy. And I am securely around that tree down there. That's not, oh, if you can see that right from the side. Securely around there. And I've got enough quilt for probably 20 degrees. The way I got this set up. I've got my my full length 50 ugly quilt, and then my old 50 degree, this black one. I don't know if you can see that. That's the first summer underquilt I made, kind of boat style. So between those two, I should be fine. And I got 250 top quilts, so stack those up. Wind, no wind. It could snow and it'd be okay. I'd rather it doesn't, but it could. So it's almost 6 o'clock. I'll have my Owl's hoagie. Owls, A-L, not owl. One of the spots I was going to set up was, I was going to go set up in one of the fields down by, like Forgotten Camp down that way. And I thought I might actually see some coyotes while I was set up. But I started thinking about it, and with as wet as everything is, it would probably be swampy in those fields. And actually, even up here, the ground is really wet, even though it's rocky, and it's, you know, the top of the mountain, and it's, you know, it drains, but it's still really wet. That was part of the problem, trying to find a spot to anchor. It's like a big orange screw that you screw into the ground, and really grabs on well. But the ground was so muddy that where I could get it going, I could just pull it right out, and then other spots it was just too rocky. So do the tree, works just as good, man. And suddenly it's buggy. Welcome spring. This cloud really looks like it wants to rain on me. Take a look at that thing. Now, a lot of that is because it looks that gray because the sun is coming through it this way. So, but it does look menacing. I don't see any rain falling though. All right, so for dinner, I've got some raspberry iced tea. I've got some sour cream and onion Wise Ridges. And then I've got a hot pepper Italian hoagie from Owl's. And I was going to get sweet pepper, but all they have is hot pepper. So, hot pepper it is. Get that open up and I'll show you. So there it is. These are real basic. There's not a lot of like lettuce or tomato on them. Mostly meat and cheese. But they're cheap and they're good. That's yeah. It's pretty tasty. The peppers aren't too hot. Just a little kick. I don't know if you can see it through the trees on the GoPro, but you can see Bear Lake down here below me. Right in the trees there. In the summer, you can't see that at all. And was it last year? Really early in last year, I was camped like right across right out of the little ways up that side over there, the side of the valley, and I could hear it was winter. It was like right between Christmas and New Year's, I think. It was right between Christmas and New Year's, and I went through and I camped, and I could hear the ice making all the noises. It's pretty cool. But as soon as I sat down to eat, like these little gnats, they know it's about to get cold, so they're very aggressive right now. So the wind stopped, so I got to start walking around. Didn't think I'd want the wind to come back, but it was helping keeping the bugs down. All right, gotta finish my dinner. Well, the clouds have blown out. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Really, really nice. Definitely get to see some stars. And you know, the moon. Oh, it's right over my head. It's right there. Look at that. There it is. Just a week after the eclipse. Gorgeous spot. I mean, as I've been looking at this, I could have set the hammock up between those two trees. It would have worked. But the point was to get as clear of a spot as I could. And it's a nice sunset. Gorgeous. And tomorrow morning, I mean, not completely unobstructed, but there's a decent view of that horizon too, so should be nice for the sunrise. This little guy doesn't care at all. Buddy. See, bud. That chipmunk does not care. I was about 10 feet away from. Look at that sun. So this is a interesting little science fact here. The sun is actually already behind the horizon. It just takes so much time for the light from the sun to reach us, and the way the atmosphere bends the light, we actually see the sun set later than it really does. But in reality, it's already set. Look at that color in that sky. There it goes. I don't know if you can hear the hermit thrush off in the distance. I love those. They make such a beautiful call. A little bit of it left. Just a little bit. That's it. Sun has set. All right, well, the sun is gone, and the other horizon got a little more purple, but not by much. Well, it's down to like 57, and the bugs are starting to dissipate now, thankfully. They're getting very aggressive as it was starting to drop. But there's still a couple flying around, little gnats. But I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit darker, and hopefully I can get some see some meteors, some stars. I'll try to get some. I didn't bring my. I was gonna grab my phone tripod, because this is a lot better at astrophotography and video than the GoPro. But I'll see what I can get. I'll throw some pictures up if I get anything cool. Otherwise, I'm not gonna sit there in a hammock to light my face to close for the night. So if I get some pictures, I'll put them up. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. What a beautiful night it was last night. I did not see any meteors, but I checked online, and it was supposed to be last night was the first night of the meteor shower, and it was after moonset and before dawn, near the constellations of Hercules in Lyra, which rose over there and kind of skirted along the trees and went down. It was a little low in the sky. I looked. I got up at like 2, watched the moon set, and then watched the sky for a while. Then I didn't see any, so might have been too early. It's not the biggest meteor shower either, so got some star photos. Probably I've already put those in. You've probably already seen those. Heard owls, heard coyotes, and I swear, just about 5 minutes ago, I was laying here, and down in that lake, in the Bear Lake, I swear, I heard a loon. It's not impossible. Kind of rare though. Heard it call 3 times. So maybe there might be a loon down there. Definitely hear geese down there though. Oh, well, I guess time to get up. It's about a little after 7. Time to get up and have some coffee, have my Pop-Tart, and break down. Very nice. The wind stayed down last night. A couple little gusts, nothing major. Way better than last time. That sun, another nice clear day. I think it's supposed to start clouding up later on today and rain for the rest of the week. So, glad I got out last night. I guess I don't need that rock anymore either. Alright, let me get my stove and everything. I'll sit up over there and make my coffee. Oh, and one thing I wanted to show. So the Tensa stand did magnificent last night. Didn't really expect anything other. It's a really good piece of gear. There is something to keep in mind though if you get one of these. There is this orange strap down here. That is the center line. When you're getting in and out of it, you want to stay to the head end side of that line. So don't get out in the center. Don't get out on that side of it, because it could cause the whole thing to lean that way and collapse, especially if you don't have that head end tie out. And I just have the there you go. I just have the like the big straight spike in there, and it's, again, the ground's really wet and soft, so I wouldn't want to put too much strain on that. It's just for stability. But yeah, always make sure you're getting out on the head end half of the triangle when you're using a Tensa stand. Any slugs? No slugs. Okay, that's good. All right, now it's time for coffee. So my breakfast of Champions Day is some s'mores Pop-Tarts and a nice hot instant coffee. Yes, Taster's Choice, or maybe Folgers, I don't know. I get it in it's like in a box, like a little container about the size of the Pop-Tarts, but like maybe 3 inches high. And it's got creamer and a little bit of sugar, coffee. It is probably the best instant coffee I have found, and it's pretty cheap. So, but gorgeous. I checked the thermo drop from last night. It got down to 39, so not too bad. With 50-degree quilts. So I got my 250 degrees, and then on the outside, and then they're the same color, but 50 degrees on the inside. And I stayed pretty warm. A couple times I was really close to the side. My shoulder popped out a couple times. I get a little chilly, but it wasn't bad at all. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna eat my cold Pop-Tart and my hot coffee. There it goes. Oh, hi. Okay, well, he's good. How's the hermit thrush? I've never seen one get that close before. Probably curious what I'm doing up here. All right, I am all packed down. Cleaned up a couple of little things that were laying around. There's a lot of glass in that fire pit. I don't have anything to carry that with. And for some reason, I'm gonna do something different. Now I could just walk straight back that way, be back to the car in, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'm not gonna do that though. I'm gonna go the long way. I don't know why. I know it's easy, the first part, it's all downhill, but I go down a lot further to get to the bottom on this side than I'm parked over on that side. So I have to go all the way down and then walk part way back up. Oh, it's early. It's only 8 o'clock. Right, 8:30. It's beautiful out. We're gonna get rain for probably the rest of the week, so I might as well enjoy it. Just gonna use the road though. Calculating it in my head, it packs probably about 30 pounds. It's not as bad as I thought. Well, you're in there, you camping too. Well, that's not bad. It's down off the summit. Although these do look like a lot of ash trees. Those are oak leaves. Oak leaves. That's a mix of oak and ash. So you have to be real careful about where you set up. The oak are fine. The ash, it can be sketchy. So, all right. Just a little walk to start the day before I get back to the car. Yeah, that hermit thrush, and they call them hermit thrushes for a reason. They usually, you hear them, but you don't see them. That one flew right to the tree next to me. I was breaking down, and just hung out. Let me film them for a minute. They took off. That's good. Did not hear those loons again. For that loon. So could just be passing through. It's that time of year. We get migratory birds. We get migratory birds. I know Rocco has seen a loon in Prompton Lake a few years ago. He was out there kayaking, and it was real foggy, and he's paddling through, and he just saw it from him. He's like, that looks like a loon. Then it made its call, and he was like, oh my god. Pretty rare to get them around here, but not impossible. The entirety of the walk back to the car is on something like this or nicer as far as roads, so I'm not roughing it today. But you can see that tree moving right there, a little tiny tree. Just cruising along. And there's at least 2 deer. Pretty good size too. They must have been feeding right there. Didn't snort, nothing, just took off. Oh, you know what? Why did they bed down here? This looks pretty flat in these areas. I know I heard like 2 or 3 deer off to my left in a hammock, like back down the hill, and they were snorting at me and stomping and running back and forth. They weren't too far away. And then I don't know, it was like 3 o'clock this morning. I woke up. I thought I heard someone walking past the hammock, and I assumed it was my hypnagogia. Like I was just imagining it, because that happens a lot when I'm camping. Because I opened my eyes and I didn't see a headlamp or anything. It actually woke me up. I didn't see a headlamp or anything, and I didn't hear it again once I actually woke up. But it could have been a deer walking by. They definitely seem like they want to be up there. I swear I just heard another one right here. Probably just watching me walk by. So I've briefly been on, well, I mean, I camped along the Pinchot Trail. That's where the trail goes through up there on Stone Tower. And then I took the forest road back around to where it runs back into the Pinchot. And then I know that's going to be, this is spruce swamp, so I know that's just going to be wet. And I mean, like, the road's wet, so that is, you can see the orange blazer. I think you can see it through the sun. You see that? Just orange blaze in that tree. The Sunday Trail that continues along the Pinchot Trail system, but I'm just out for a walk. Beautiful morning. It's probably getting close to 50. My thermo drop said it was 63, but it was sitting right in the sun when I was packing down, so I assumed that was wrong. High 40s, low 50s probably. That's what it feels like. Nice though, gorgeous. To the end of the snowmobile trail, and this is the continuous road that goes all the way up Stone Mountain, Stone Tower, right past where I camped, and then back down where I'm parked, which is way down there. Got probably about a mile to go, so that was a mile and a half from camp. Get down to here, and this probably looks familiar. I parked here plenty of times. That's the road that they were working on last year. They had it closed. So every time I went to go down the south end, I had to park up here. This is Tannery Road. And just to the left here is the Compass Course, Howley Compass Course, Thirsty Hill Trail, and Choke Creek Nature Trail. They all share this little section for a while. And then the Choke Creek Nature Trail, which is Yellow Blaze, comes out from here and then goes up. So I'm gonna follow that for a little while, and it's a road hike. Makes me wonder if they're gonna route that through the woods at any point in time. I don't know. I wonder. But this is why I was like, maybe this isn't such a smart idea. As soon as I get to the actual forest road, it's uphill. Almost all the way up to the trailhead for the Choke Creek Nature Trail. which actually isn't that far. The last time I came out and I did not really windy camp, the time before that, I parked up at the trailhead and I walked down this. So I think it only took me like 5 minutes, but that was all downhill. See how long it takes going uphill. Ooh. Woodpecker. Believe. Well, actually, oh no, that might have been a yellow-bellied sapsucker. That was an odd call. But it looked like a woodpecker, but I know they're related. All right, took about 10 minutes. Made it up here to the end of the Choke Creek Nature Trail road hike. And it is literally all climb. There's one little spot where it levels off for like 50 feet and then back up it goes. No one out. I mean, it is a Tuesday morning, so not too surprised by that. But yeah, so Choke Creek Nature Trail, this is where it starts and ends. You see the blaze there, and the blaze there where it turns. Got the sign. Lots of nice, huge woodpecker over there. Lots of nice campsites on the Choke Creek section. And then right down the trail here, maybe a quarter of a mile to half mile, it runs back into the Pinchot Trail. So it's on either side of us here. Actually, it's all around us. We're in the middle of it. All right, so we made it back 2.6 miles from camp, which is literally right up that road. I came all the way around that way. I lost a total of 300 feet elevation from camp and gained back 140. So that's not too bad over like a couple miles, but we've just been all downhill before we come straight down. But beautiful morning, great night. The wind behaved, thankfully. Got a good night's sleep. Saw lots of stars, no meteors. Tried to see some Starlink satellites, but the ones that went over were not very reflective. I was tracking them with an app and never saw them. 2 trains went over. Oh well. I actually guess that's good. But yeah, coyotes, deer, owls, possibly a loon, crazy chipmunk, hermit thrush. Good time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's gonna do it for me. I get this ginormous pack off my back. See you in the next.